Okay, so today we're going to be discussing the Atlantic Division, looking at a season preview for the upcoming year. I got my two gentlemen with me, Josh Levi, Tommy, whose last name I've yet to learn.
Oh, yeah.
Just met him today. What's your last name, bro?
Odom, bro.
Odom. Pleasure
yeah.
to meet your acquaintance.
For sure.
Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to talk about the Boston Celtics. All right, so Josh, starting off.
Extremely parched.
Take care of yourself. So first and foremost, we're talking about Tatum and Brown. Do you believe these two can lead the team to the championship this year?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So first of all, my issue with Boston is, there's a lot of bad energy around that team right now. A lot of bad energy. I don't know if you're aware of this. I decided to wait till the camera was on.
Yeah, no, let me know because you know I'm not into NBA like that. So
okay,
fill me
so
in.
Ime Udoka just recently cheated on his female companion.
You said his name was what? Aduka.
Hey, so
Cheated on his what?
His female companion, who happens to be the great Nia Long.
Shout out to
Wow,
Nia
I'm actually familiar. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that was there's a lot of energy. So it turns out Udoka got suspended for the entirety of the season.
For adultery. No.
He got suspended for the entirety of the season of who he slept with, and turns out she basically said it wasn't consensual. I'm not here to comment on that. All I'm saying is that takes a big hit to the team. You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't got the leader of the ship there. So no Udoka. And generally with this team, particularly if it doesn't have a leader in place, they fall apart instantly. All right. So last year they got all the way to the NBA Finals, 51-31, second in the East, lost in 6 to the Golden State Warriors. You come back, you add Malcolm Brogdon, you add Gallinari, but then Gallinari then tears his ACL, so he's gonna be out for the season. Okay. So it's not a good look for them early on. So I don't think the chips is in their favor. The cards are in their favor in this situation.
Okay. So Tommy, with Brogdon being added to the lineup, do you believe Smart will be coming off the bench? Like,
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. When I look at the difference between the two players, man, I mean, I like Smart. Honestly, obviously, defensive player of the year.
Okay.
And
Allegedly.
His right, his ability to hit the three, from time to time and stuff like
Allegedly.
that. But I think
we just need a button. Allegedly.
Allegedly. But I think his I think Brogdon's consistency and I think his growth is a lot more to stand on than what's going on with Marcus Smart right now.
Okay.
Honestly, that's like pretty much it when it comes to like them two. I mean, Brogdon can play defense, allegedly may not be as good as Smart's, but in terms of like overall game and like a command over the team as a whole, I'm definitely taking him over Smart.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not to mention, real quick, Marcus Smart like probably like $50,000, maybe $100,000 for flopping. Like he still got, he owes like so much.
You literally get fined for flopping.
You get fined for flopping, and he literally flops so much that I know, like by the end of his career, like half his check gone. Yeah,
debt.
Half that check gone.
That's insane.
You have no minus 35.
Your checking account has not seen a positive balance in 6 months. Consider closing said account. All right, so back to you, Josh. Going back to Tatum, do you believe he's a MVP candidate for the year? Do you believe he has what it takes to actually be considered most valuable?
I don't even know if he should be considered the most valuable. I think he needs to be, because we're talking about, look, I already talked about a few of the pieces down. Head coach isn't there. You need a leader to step into place. You have to be that guy. It's not a question of if or can. It's you don't have a choice at this point.
Gotcha.
Right.
If y'all want to get back, because we're about to go down the list of the other teams in just this division alone.
Right.
if they want to get back to the promised land and have a shot at the championship, he has to be an MVP candidate.
That's a fact.
If he's not in the top 3, 4, or 5 in that discussion, you probably see the Boston Celtics hovering around the 5th seed or lower.
Right.
Okay.
And real quick, granted, like at least how I viewed it as far as the NBA Finals last year, man. I feel like they wanted him to be the guy too much, which to me it took the spotlight away from the obvious Jaylen Brown, man. I feel like he was doing his thing, and granted, when you want somebody, like you have something good right here, but you want something else, you know what I'm saying? It's like a want versus like what you need to happen right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, that's just how I view something like that.
It's like, the famous teenage movie tagline, right? You want to go after the popular girl, but the best friend you've been rocking with since the 2nd grade is right in front of you.
Telling you.
Why not, just try things out with the best friend. You know what I mean?
Story of my life.
It just might work.
All right, we about to talk about the Knicks and the Nets and all them in a minute. But let's not act like the pressure was too much or it was too great for Tatum. He just played bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think he's one of those players that can handle the pressure pretty fine. You know what I'm saying? He just played bad. I'm not going to hold that against him.
For sure.
He just played bad. No excuses.
Say less. All right, so let's move on to the Knicks. All right, so let's see what we got here. Can the Knicks bounce back? Tommy, what you think?
Have they
bounce back from what?
Have they ever?
Let's start there.
So let's clarify. Can the Knicks bounce back from the last
Can the Knicks bounce?
50 years?
Can the Knicks
We took L's for years, but can we bounce back?
But
bad.
The confusing part about the Knicks is
your name Tommy?
I just want to point this out though. I just want to say this. All right?
Yeah, your thing.
Go
The
crazy.
confusing thing about the Knicks is we can ask a million questions, but when we try to answer them, we just gonna ask more questions.
Facts.
So he's gonna probably go into in depth about bouncing back for the Knicks, but he's just gonna add more questions to the list of questions we got.
That's a fact. I mean, look.
No arguments, clearly.
He pointed it out. Look, he asked me the question and I answered it with a question. Well, can they? Like it was almost immediate.
He said, I don't know. Can they?
I don't know. Like for real. Like last time I enjoyed watching them was like 1990.
Before you were born.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
We talked about it in the car. I said,
that's what I'm
we're
saying.
watching a lot of throwback series in the NBA, and every single one of them is when the Knicks is losing. So,
bro,
it's just not.
Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell was the time I was loving it.
Latrell Sprewell.
That's what I'm saying. That's how long it's been,
Wow.
bro.
Right on.
I mean, I rock with Melo being there, but like other than that, I wasn't even looking for them to win. I just wanted to watch Melo.
Yep. No, I can relate. Yep.
Yep.
I remember. I was like, oh yeah, there's Melo and the rest of that team.
Yeah, Melo, Linsanity, and I was done.
Here's
Forgot about Lynn. He was a dog.
That was interesting about the Knicks. Okay, so Donovan Mitchell has a press conference. He gets traded to Cleveland.
Okay.
He's doing this press conference, and they're talking about the New York Knicks situation. He's like, quite honestly, I was under the impression I was going to New York. And suddenly the deal fell through. Off the top of your head, you can just think of nearly every superstar in the league currently, right now. All the superstars. You talk about Kevin Durant, LeBron, Giannis. You can talk about all of them. Every single one of them at one point in time considered going to New York. And then they just went elsewhere. Or better yet, they just went to the team that's across the town from them.
Right.
So why do you think that is? Was it because New York was making a lucrative offer, but then they realized that there wasn't actually genuine potential with the team? So
what do you think? Because I know New York got money. They got money.
I was gonna say, so it seems to be the only incentive, because clearly,
I think it's just like obviously when you think about like LA, New York, all these big price teams, these big price cities, New York is just, at least for the generation that's here, and even before that, they're not the team that everybody thinks they are in terms of wanting to play. Yeah, you get to see like celebrities and stuff like that courtside and stuff like that, but I'm a celebrity too. Like I'm in the NBA, so like and it's become a thing where I low key might blame it on Michael Jordan. It's become a thing where you like to go there to drop 50, 60 points. You don't want to be on the team dropping 50, 60 points. You feel me?
Yeah.
It's fun to
makes
go
sense.
there and take
And
over
stomp 'em.
and take
Literally,
over the crowd. You know what I'm saying?
So like, do I want to be a part of the team getting stomped and get paid,
Right.
or I could get paid less and actually win?
Yeah.
And consider how expensive it is to even live in New York.
Facts.
Come on now.
Facts.
So I
Yeah.
mean, that's one thing
Come on
they
now.
got going against them as far as the superstar front.
Yeah.
Now they have one they thought would be a superstar.
Talking about
Julius Randle.
Okay.
Was there.
is it time to move on from Julius Randle? I see you pondering it.
I think it is. I think the time was with the Donovan Mitchell trade. You don't necessarily have to send Randle to Utah. Okay, you can send Randle to a third team. In that situation, you could probably end up with a Donovan Mitchell and a Miles Turner in return.
Okay.
You can probably put a package together, send RJ Barrett to Utah, get Donovan Mitchell, okay, make a deal with Randall, send him elsewhere, get 2 or 3 players in return for him, and be in a better position than you are now. Because right now the situation is you got Jalen Brunson, who's a good role player. He can get buckets here and there, play very well in the playoffs, but that's not enough to attract other stars. And it's also not enough to put fans in seats, because that's another thing. Granted, it's the New York Knicks. They're a brand. Spike Lee is going to be courtside.
Right.
But I really don't want him to go to an early grave having a heart attack over a team that's not very good.
Yeah, that's a fact. And also, like, I always say this about Jalen Brunson, man. I always say this.
I was gonna say,
I know.
Address that line.
I know.
That was hilarious.
That was a crazy one. That was a crazy one. I was like,
We both looked at him deadpan.
I was like, dang.
Yeah, we
dang.
do not want to see him die.
All right. Yeah, you right.
That would be tragic.
So Jalen Brunson. But I just feel like for the first time the Knicks, they're getting somebody now as opposed to when they're 36 years old. I can at least say that he had a heck of a playoff run, and then it's like, okay, well, let's make a move right now for him. He may not be like a superstar right now or nothing like that. And who knows if he'll ever be one, but I'll at least give them that this time they didn't like put $100 million on, like somebody who's already past their prime and stuff like that, man. Look,
so how old is Jalen? Like, how long has he been in the league?
He's only about what, 27?
Yeah.
Okay.
26, 27.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, he just cleared off his rookie deal.
Okay.
Wow.
So
Okay.
like
Deals normally clear
a few years.
after 5.
Yeah, or
Okay.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right on. Okay.
Let's go across the Brooklyn.
Say less. So Brooklyn, okay. So they finished the year 44-38. Lost in the first round of the Boston though. So let's talk about the coach, Steve Nash. What a dog he was, man.
Please take it to that man though.
All right. So is he doing his thing? Is he safe as coach? Do you think we're looking at a replacement for the man's? I mean, 44-38, that's
Listen,
you could do a lot better.
you remember that story Kevin Hart told when Steve put his hands on his dad, and then he was sitting at home on the couch, and his dad tried to tell him to take the trash out. He's like, "Hey, don't make me have to get Steve to put his hands on you again." That is Kevin Durant. Every time Steve Nash told him to do something, he said, "Hey, don't make me get Kyrie to come disrespect you again in front of the team.
Oh man.
Don't make me have to go get Kyrie."
Oh man.
Bro, it is not a repairable situation. All right, you can't openly disrespect the coach in his house, mind you. In this man's house, openly disrespected him in front of the team. All right,
This is publicly known.
this is public.
What happened?
It was a situation. They won't even go into detail about it. They said
That's how you know
"Look,
it's bad.
he disrespected the coach in front of the team, and it was just a snowball effect from there. There's no order to the situation. KD in the summertime tried to get Steve Nash fired. They wouldn't
Wow.
do it. So
I mean,
now
would we
everybody's
consider Kyrie? I mean, Kyrie is Would you say captain of the team? Like,
Nah.
Who is then?
No. Nobody. That's the problem. That's the problem we're facing.
Problematic.
Nobody's the captain of the team.
Okay.
Kyrie is trying. He don't even want to be the captain. He's trying to be its spiritual leader. And you know, I'm not even gonna go into all that. But listen, the way I see it is, it's going to implode from the inside. The issue is, how quickly can you get rid of both of them, KD and Kyrie, before it implodes to the point where you got a completely clear house? Because if you do it now, you're able to say, all right, Steve, you can stay here as the coach. We'll rebuild, go through the process. If you wait till the trade deadline, Steve Nash is going to be somewhere in the corner curled up in the fetal position. Oof. You're going to have to fire him.
So you're telling me that in order for the team to succeed, both Kyrie and KD, you got to go.
I'll say this. Kyrie and KD or Steve Nash. One of those have to go.
Would you agree?
Yeah, I was just about to say the exact same thing. I think Kyrie and KD should stay. I think Steve Nash, like, peace out on me. like for real. Like, honestly, I mean, I know everybody get their chance. Former players and stuff like that get their chance without like known experiences happen and stuff like that. But in this situation, especially with last year and lack of switching in terms of like switching the lineup or even keeping certain players and stuff like that. It's just, I would just say that in a nutshell. Basketball IQ in terms of that. And, shout out to you, man. Like, I ain't in the NBA, but look, but the fact of the matter is, bro, like when it came down to like making adjustments, like you wasn't.
I might have to say he might be. What just happened?
Did you just go sleep?
Yeah, I think.
Oh, okay. I just went to sleep.
I might say that he's probably the worst I've ever seen at in-game adjustment. Like literally the worst I have ever seen. 28 years on this planet watching basketball. I've never seen somebody so dumbfounded by a sport. You've won an award at the highest level
twice
to play. Two-time MVP.
I just want to put it out there. I'm sorry. I'm deeply sorry. I just want to put it out there. The allegedly of what you were talking about was allegedly Kyrie said at his house at dinner that he didn't deserve the MVP.
Right. He said that he stole 2 of Kobe's MVPs
at his crib.
Said he didn't deserve them.
Eating ravioli. Ovaltine.
The audacity.
Yeah,
he probably said that between bites.
They all gotta go.
Probably didn't even choke. You know what I'm saying? Like he probably just said that. Like, hey, you know who didn't deserve the MVPs? Keep passing God, Brett. Coach. All right. No, for real. Let me get some salt. Wild. Okay. Say less. With that being said, though, so I mean, do you think the Nets would be willing to trade Kyrie and KD? I mean, is that just? No. The thing you do with those 2 players, you play hardball, set a high price. You know that nobody can reach that price, so you say, "Oh well, we tried." They stay on the roster. They live out the length of the contract. Then you let them walk or get something for them in the last year of their deal. Steve Nash, on the other hand, you can fire him. And I'm thinking around the 30 game mark, we should have a pretty good idea of how this season's going.
Right.
You fire him. You make a phone call to ABC or ESPN. You say, hey, Mark Jackson, are you still interested? Give him an interview. Give him the job. Watch everything turn around.
Let's go, Mark.
Right on.
First of all, talking about New York, why would you not want a New Yorker and a former Knick to coach your team? But, that was their prerogative to pass up Mark Jackson for whatever reason. But, yeah. On to the next. All right. So let's see here. The Philadelphia 7-6. All right. So they finished the year 7-6. Finished the year 51-31, 4th in the East. Right on.
So let's see. We're looking at the lineup. We got Rivers, Harden.
Wait. What did that say?
Hmm?
What did that say? They finished 4th in the East.
Right.
And they lost in 6 to Miami. Just want to throw that out.
Oh yeah,
You want to make sure that was
for
key.
sure,
That was a key point.
Six.
Okay.
Shout out Miami Heat. You know what I mean?
Heat in 6.
Heat in 6.
All day, all day.
Always.
All
Still
day.
love them Heat, huh?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Yes, sir. So let's see here. Rivers, Harden, Embiid. Is that how we set up?
Mm-hmm.
Exercise. Oh, okay. So I take it they've lost in the playoffs many a time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Many a time.
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
For sure,
Okay.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
So do we foresee them actually potentially following through? Is it possible?
I'm gonna let you have that one.
Tommy, looks like hop on it, bro.
Okay. With Rivers, Harden, and Embiid.
Let me just throw this out real quick.
Yeah.
Because I just did a little research.
Okay.
Embiid recently saw that he was actually ranked 4th on ESPN's top 100 for the upcoming year.
Damn, number 4.
That's what they said.
Number 4. Who was?
So if I'm not mistaken, the other ones in that lineup is Joker, Giannis, Curry.
Okay.
And then they had Luka.
Okay.
I mean, that's
I'm not upset about it, but LeBron and KD are in that top 5 over Luka and Embiid.
I mean that's a lot of power.
I'm gonna be okay with it in terms of that. Like I'm gonna be okay with it where he's at, only because of how he played last year. He was kind of phenomenal, like especially towards the end. Like you know what I mean.
So we talking
half
top
was crazy.
5.
Yeah, definitely. So I'll give him that. Like you know.
But okay, let's play a little game.
Okay.
Which one of these don't belong? Okay?
Oh, Luka to me.
No. Out of the 7 names.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So I see NBA champions, and I see multiple-time regular season MVPs and multiple-time Finals MVPs.
Okay.
There's 2 people in that name in that group that doesn't have any of those.
Yeah.
You got to take them out.
Got you.
You got to give me some hardware of any form.
That checks out.
Understandable.
I say that.
But so
In terms of the team just going as far as beyond like whatever's going on, I think they have a chance. It all depends on, to me, what happens with James Harden. Last year in the playoffs, when he got the saying whatever he was saying at the podium about how he want his role to be, and he just seemed kind of off. Like he really didn't want to, at least to everybody else, it sounded like, like I'm over this. Like, I don't want to be
just unsatisfactory with the team. With
position. I think both. I think, but granted, he had just left a team,
right?
Where, literally right after he left, everybody was healthy, everything was kind of rolling. I mean, it didn't roll enough. They lost in the first round. But in terms of, I think he just thought the grass was greener. And the problem, to me, was he's too indecisive in terms of that.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think it all kind of relies on him. I think with Embiid, I think last year might propel him this year to be a lot more consistent.
Okay.
Not too much of a like, hey, I'm gonna play hard today and then I'm not gonna play hard the next 3 games just because I'm me. I think this time around it's like, like, hey, James, I showed you I'm here to do my thing. You know what I mean? They done put me in a place, even in the rankings, as somebody who is serious about it this time around. I'm sick of being with people who aren't.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying?
So Ben Simmons.
Talking about Ben Simmons.
I hear him talked about everywhere.
That's all I'm saying. Like
the barber shop, like
I'm just saying.
in the bathroom, people be talking smack about him. Like,
so I think he just ready to be like, look, James, I'm showing you, yo. Like that's it. I just want you to be on the same page as me. Look, I'm serious. If you serious, let's get it done.
okay.
Period.
So where do you think Rivers comes into play in that?
Yeah.
Can I
Please,
Yeah,
you got
chime in,
you
chime
got
in.
that. You got that. You got
All
that.
right, so let's just be frank about this. And I talked about this the other day. I posted a video. You think back, Orlando blew 3-1 lead. Clippers blew 3-1 lead. Boston got ran out of time. How many chances are we gonna get this dude to have a super team and not get the job done?
Oof.
Like, they're living off the success of the 2008 Boston Celtics. Y'all got one ring. One.
Facts.
Like, it's a lot of guys in NBA history I see get one ring and they never talk about it ever again. If that's the case, Jason Terry needs to be on every coaching staff. He needs to be on every talk show. Dirk Nowitzki, he need to be talking and screaming and hollering about this, that, and the third. He need to be on the ESPN panel talking about the great year he had in 2011, and not Paul Pierce talking about he had to go boo-boo, so that's why he got carried off in the wheelchair. Like, bro, they really living off the success of 1 year. They had a decent playoff run the second year. Then they got back to the finals and they ultimately lost.
Right.
You got one ring, bro. How do you not get a ring with Chris Paul, JJ Redick, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan, Jamal Crawford? At one point you had Chauncey Billups on the roster. Like, you got legit chance to not just win the championship but run the table.
Dominate.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Like, but again, Doc Rivers is living off the success of that one season. I don't see it's going to be any different with this team. I feel like it's time to wash your hands of Doc Rivers. Daryl Morey is the GM. You got James Harden. The only piece that's missing is Mike D'Antoni. Granted, it didn't work out in Houston because you ran into Golden State. Anybody that's ran into a healthy Golden State doesn't stand a chance. So I give them the benefit of the doubt. You can run it back with D'Antoni in the East, and you can make some noise.
Okay. You think they're actually looking to be one of the top teams in the East? Or
You heard what I said.
yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so.
yeah, it
Didn't
makes
think
sense
so,
though.
but,
I mean, you got PJ, Montrez.
Yeah, they're gonna be nice.
You know what I mean? In terms of like, and as much as I'm gonna be honest, like I don't really rock with like D'Antoni like that in terms of, just because he's so like super offensive and just don't really care that much about defense. But even if you are super offensive, in this case, you're already locked in with a bunch of defensive dogs.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So like,
Exactly.
so regardless on like how they make Embiid or James or whoever become like super offensive, you got those dogs around you still, and you might make it a lot further than further than you think though.
Respect.
I'm just not giving him no credit if they do become like a highly defensive team. That's all I'm saying.
Bro. I mean, is Embiid truly like considered the star of the team at this point? Is he the one that the team is looking to please? Like, what do you?
They're looking to please him. Okay.
Right.
The problem I have with his happiness and all this other stuff is he's gotten injured every single year in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Every single year.
Specifically in the playoffs.
Specifically, like going into playoffs, like 1 year it was his eye. I think it was this year it was his eye too. He hurt his back 1 year.
What, he got cataracts? Like what?
So, nah, people just I don't even know. I was on a roll, so I was gonna respond to that. You almost had me. But what we're not gonna do?
Say, my eye, my other eye. Hell, you ain't got no more eyes left, bro.
I'm out of eyes.
See, we laugh about it, but it be just like that.
No, seriously.
Like,
I got a whole thing about AD when it comes
it's
to
like that commercial with
yeah.
Allen Iverson.
No, for real.
Point to all his injuries.
Yeah.
That's Joel Embiid.
That's
Like, bro, get you some James Worthy goggles and call it a day.
I'm
Like,
telling you.
like, I mean, that's no excuse, bro. Your
That's how-
eyes, really?
That's how I look at Anthony Davis.
Into the amount of injuries he's gonna have.
Right.
And I surmise he's probably gonna get hurt again this season.
Yeah.
So it's not necessarily about keeping him happy. It's about keeping him healthy. That's the question mark.
Respect. Right on. All right, so last but not least, let's take a look at the Raptors, yeah? So let's see. They
I was
finished.
watching Jurassic World last night.
That was in Toronto?
Nah, bro, they called the Raptors.
Oh, the Raptors. Oh, shit. My bad.
Cut. Cut.
They I was like, they filmed that?
We're gonna plow forward. So they finished 48 and 34, fifth in the East, right? First round they lost in 6 to Philly. Ironically. Okay. So we're looking at Scotty Barnes. Do we believe that he will be up for trade? Do you think he's gonna be the possibility he might get traded?
I hope not.
No.
I like Scotty, man.
Yeah.
Scotty is
Scotty don't go.
Scotty, please don't go. I think Scotty is starting to understand himself in terms of his body, in terms of like the game itself. Like he was in contention for rookie of the year. And, man, I'm telling you, man. Like I'm just saying, just
hey, my
please.
man. If you in the NBA and you don't understand your body at this point.
I mean, meaning like, dude, when you come in at like 17, 18, 19, you don't fully like, you don't fully like mature all the way through is what I'm saying. A lot of them dudes, are just athletic freaks. It's like, they don't really.
All this talent, don't know where to put it.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. You know what I'm saying?
No, I hear you. Okay. So you're saying he's actually just coming into himself, essentially.
Yeah,
So,
just really starting to understand and grasp everything as a whole, along with the raw ability. That's all.
So most likely they're gonna hang on to him.
I think so.
Okay.
I think so.
You disagree, or you still laughing about the body?
No, that's what she said.
Or Toronto.
Ha! Okay.
Just gonna keep it going.
So let's talk about what's my name? Siakam.
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 Hey, from this moment forward, his name
Siakam.
Siakam.
It does look like that
I love
too.
it.
That's
It's gonna be
crazy.
Siakam. Say less.
Siakam.
So I did a little research about this cat too. So did you know he actually has founded his own non-profit organization?
Mm-hmm.
Very respectable.
Yes.
So the mission is to empower children through education. He recently put some law students through, yo. Like, my man's is making moves.
I like that.
Put some respect on his name. His name is Siakam.
All right.
Do that.
Oh, so
We'll go
I was
back.
gonna say.
Yeah, we'll go back.
Okay.
We'll go back.
I mean, Siakam. I'm saying it with respect.
We'll
Don't get
make
me
fun of
wrong, but
somebody else. Oh, you know what I forgot to do?
you did it.
I
What?
gave Donovan Mitchell his name back on the show.
You really did.
I wasn't supposed to do that.
You really did.
Was he like the one who shall not be named, or
Nah, his name is Wish Wade in my book. That's what we call him.
Wish Wade?
Wish Wade. When you order Dwayne Wade off of Wish, you get Donovan Mitchell. I should have explained that to you, but it slipped my mind.
Is that a compliment?
No, most definitely not.
Oh, okay.
Let's move on.
All right. So
All right.
Siakam, is he going to be in Toronto through the deadline?
I don't think so. I don't think so because
Siakam.
Miami might be a suitable place.
Right.
You might want to pair him with Bam.
Okay.
He is going to be a very movable piece if KD becomes available again. If you can tell me that you can get rid of Siakam, bring in KD, and bring in another guard that's going to put the ball in the hole. Van Fleet, he's good, but he's not efficient enough for my book. If you can get another guard and you pair him with KD, I think that might be a little scary of a matchup to face in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, KD and Barnes, that's a good front court, man. No matter who that third guy is, that's tough.
Right on. Okay. So, last but not least, Raptors in the playoffs. What are we thinking?
First round knockout. First round knockout. Do they even?
Yeah,
Do they even make out of the play-in?
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what?
I don't
Hot
know.
take.
Okay.
Going into the next episode.
Okay.
This will set it up. The Pistons are going to be ranked higher than the Toronto Raptors this year.
Oh, okay. I thought you said it was gonna say the Pistons was gonna try to get Siakam. I would have prayed on that. But I ain't gonna lie. I like what they doing right now, Detroit. You know, we not talking about Detroit for real, but I just wish they did.
It's gonna be into the next episode.
All right. Stay
All right.
tuned. All right. Yeah.